the drive-in, and we tell them that we went to the drive-in.
Lon Chaney returns as the Mummy in The Mummy's Curse. Everyone knows him as the Wolfman, but he was really good as the Mummy too. This was released just months after The Mummy's Ghost, in December of 1944. Another movie released during the Battle of the Bulge.
Let's see if director Leslie Goodwin's
Can keep this monster moving into its fifth picture. Interesting though too how they use the Wolfman's eerie woods in the background there. We open with a musical number by Tanti Burth, I think that's how you say her name, played by Ann Code. She's chit-chatting with Joe, played by Kurt Ketch, and a few other workers that have been working around the swamp area under this new construction contract. The Legend of the Mummy is still pretty well known, because this takes place 25 years after the last movie, so if Tomb was technically early 1970-ish, this one is about 1995-ish, I guess. My math probably isn't correct, but I wonder if the Mummy would listen to grunge or nu metal. Pat Walsh is lead foreman at the dig site,
played by Addison Richards,
and he's having a hard time keeping the men working.
That's nonsense, and all of you know it.
Dr. James Housley, played by Dennis Moore, shows up with his assistant, played by Peter Coe. Remember him from The House of Frankenstein, also from 1944? They have come looking for the bodies of Karis and Princess Ananka. Walsh says he's sick and tired of hearing about this mummy. Betty, played by Kay Harding, throws her 2 cents in, and then Gabi, played by Napoleon Simpson, rushes in saying they found another dead body of one of the workers. Dr. Cooper, played by Holmes Herbert, examines the body. And then Housley tells Walsh he thinks that someone probably uncovered the mummy, and now the mummy's hanging around. But someone ordered the mummy to kill this guy. And, of course, it was Housley's assistant, Zandabob. I said that really but this is him and his sidekick, Rahid, played by Martin Kolsuk. And he's getting sworn into the priesthood with a gnarly flashback all the way to the first mummy. Well, hold on. It's actually the mummy's hand, but they use scenes from that one. But yeah, you've heard that before. Check my review for the mummy's hand, and that'll explain the whole thing. Unfortunately for this caretaker, who happens to walk in on them, the next day, Princess Ananka happens to be unburied by one of the machines. And she's looking younger than she did the last time we saw her. This time she's played by Virginia Christine. Joe finds her wandering around the swamp and brings her back to Tandy's. Rahid lets Livia know that Karis knows that the princess is alive and well, and also where she is. But unfortunately, Tati doesn't make it. Karis chases the princess into the swamp, and she happens to randomly pass out. She's then found by Housley and Betty. They bring her back to Dr. Cooper, and they think she has amnesia. So, Haisley gives her a job to help her remember. Odd, but okay, hey, whatever works. Karis tries again to get her back, but this time kills Dr. Cooper instead. And she runs off again with the mummy in hot pursuit. Housley tells Walsh that the mummy is doing all the killings. But does he listen? Nope, he is still sick and tired of hearing about this damn thing. So they set up a search party for the girl and the mummy. She wanders back into the doctor's tent, and Betty happens to be there. And then Karis shows up and happens to nab her. Betty bumps into the priest-to-be and tells her what happened, and he says, hey, follow me, and I'll bring it back to Housley. Housley happens to return with Gobi to the tent, and they figure out the mummy has been there. He tells him to head back and get Walsh, and he's going to stay on the trail.
And sealed in this case shall be returned with you to Egypt.
The priest-to-be brings back Betty to where Zambib and Karis are. This pisses off Zambib, and he says she's got to die now. But that's not going to fly with him, so he stabs him. Housley shows up in the nick of time and takes care of him. After a gnarly fight with a little help from the mummy.
Knock, knock.
Wow, this time it actually wasn't the high priest that was the main bad guy. Both the sidekick and the mummy are buried under tons of rubble. As the old monastery comes down, the angry mob finally arrives. A little late this time, guys. And then they find the princess all dried out. Looks like she didn't get her daily dose of katana leaves. Oh yeah, and in the last 30 seconds, they throw in a love story. Okay, the end. Well, that was another quick one. This time, no one returned from the previous movie, actor-wise at least. Princess Ananka does, but she's played by a different actress. Even though this is the 5th movie, the suspense was there in the beginning, and then by the car roadside scene, but that was about it. The long shots and special effects do look pretty good, though. Overall, I think this one may have been, it's not terrible, but I feel like after doing 4 other Mummy movies, this one felt a little bit like, let's just get this one over with. It's not terrible. I don't hate it. It definitely could have used a little more work. All right, guys, I want to thank you for being patient with this one. I know this one came later, but we had a flight delay, long weekend, so unfortunately I couldn't get the video done till today, so I apologize 110%. More videos are on the way. I hope you all had a safe and happy Halloween, and I'll see you soon. Take care.